So, you want to know what it really takes to build an audience and a business online today? Well, we've basically distilled a masterclass from some of the biggest creators on the planet, and we've boiled it all down into a single playbook. And we're going to walk you through it, step by step. Let's start with the big question, right? Imagine you're 20 years old. You've got a phone in your pocket, and you have this drive to build something real, something of your own. Where do you even begin? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple, and honestly, it's the foundation for this whole playbook. Okay, so first things first. This isn't about fancy cameras or gaming the algorithm. Nope. It's about something way deeper. It's about finding your why. You know, for a lot of these huge creators, the journey didn't start with some grand vision. It actually started with a setback. Take Prajakta Koli. Her dream? She wanted to be a radio jockey. And what happened? She got fired. And that moment, that failure in a so-called normal career, that's what sparked her to go create something totally new. All right, before we go any further, let's get on the same page with the lingo. The pros, they don't really love the word influencer. They feel it's kind of self-obsessed. They call themselves creators. And here's the key difference. A creator's main focus is on making content that actually impacts an audience. It's not just about them. Okay, so you've got your motivation locked in. Now for the nuts and bolts. How in the world do you get noticed when there is just so much content out there? The modern strategy for growth is kind of like a two-step dance. Step one is all about short-form content. Think Reels, Shorts, TikToks. The whole point of these is discovery, just getting your face in front of as many new eyeballs as possible. But then comes step two, long-form content. You know, your podcasts, your deep dive YouTube videos. This is where you build a real community. This is where people get to know you, trust you, and really see your heart. It's a really simple but powerful formula. You get discovered through shorts, but then your number one goal is to build that community so you make longs. That's the modern creator funnel right there. So what kind of content should you actually be making? Look, the secret isn't chasing whatever's trending. The real key, according to the panel, is to ask yourself one simple question. What is my unique access? What is the thing that I can talk about or show that nobody else really can? Let's just look at the experts themselves to get your brain working. For Nuseir Yassin, it was literally his access to the entire world through travel. For Tanmay Bhat, it's his one-of-a-kind comedic sense. Prajakta, she has this amazing ability to make the most mundane everyday stories totally fascinating. And then you have someone like Andrew Huberman. His unique access is to hard neurological data. So what's yours? Now here is a piece of advice that's going to feel totally wrong, but it is absolutely crucial. When you are just starting out, it is a quantity game, not a quality game. Seriously, your first videos are going to be bad. They just are. And that is okay. That is the whole point. The more you create, the faster you improve. So just keep producing. All right, so let's say you did it. You put in the reps, something went viral, and now you've built an audience. Congratulations! But reaching the top of that mountain, it brings a whole new set of challenges. And here is a totally game-changing way to think about negativity. Nuseir argues that getting pushback, or even getting canceled, is actually the most positive thing that can happen to you. Why? Because it means you are finally relevant enough for someone to care enough to hate you. Think about it. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Being hated means you matter. Which leads us to this huge, messy question. Authenticity. It's a buzzword, everyone talks about it, but what does it actually mean in practice? How much of your real self are you supposed to share online? Well, the panel offered this really simple but brilliant rule of thumb. They call it the authenticity compass, and it goes like this. Everything you say online should be true. But, and this is the critical part, not everything that's true about you needs to be said. You control the aperture. In fact, they pointed out something that might surprise you. Most of the biggest creators are actually introverts in their real lives. That high-energy, on-camera person, that's a persona. It's a performance for the audience, and that is perfectly normal. Your on-camera self does not have to be your 24/7 self. All right, let's get to the final and maybe the most important part of this whole playbook, planning your end game. Because being a creator isn't just about getting views today. It's about building something that can actually last. And the panel had this surprisingly specific number that they all kind of agreed on, 7 years. They believe a creator's career has this natural 7-year shelf life before things need to pivot, which means from day one, you should be thinking about your exit plan. And here it is.
The exit plan playbook in 3 simple steps. First, you build distribution by creating content and gathering your audience. Second, you create a product that you can sell directly to that audience. Could be courses, merch, anything. And this leads to the final golden step, owning your community. This makes you independent from unpredictable platforms and fickle brands.
And this quote right here is a really stark warning about why that last slide is so vital. Relying only on brand sponsorships is like building a house of cards. As Nuseir puts it, brands are not your friends. The second controversy hits, they are often the very first to disappear.
So when you think about your income streams, right? Ad revenue is all over the place. Brand deals are super risky. But creating products for your own community, that is the foundation of a stable, sustainable business that you control.
So there you have it, the Creator Playbook, from start to finish. The final question from the experts isn't for us, it's for you to define your strategy. Are you a machine gun, firing constantly just to see what hits? Or are you a sniper, taking that deliberate, careful aim to land the perfect shot? The choice is yours.